Hello, this is Ron Nutter, and you're looking at another one of the videos that I've produced for my new book, Protecting Your Online Presence. This particular video, we're going to talk about using the Google Authenticator app. Before we get started, please make sure that you get your book registered so that you can stay up to date on any changes I make to the book or any additional content I come out with so that you can have the best information available at hand to protect all of your online accounts. We're going to talk about what is Google Authenticator, the available platforms, enrolling a token, and then how to use it. So again, like you see in my other videos, please register your book. If you've not already purchased it, you can do so at www.ronnutter.com/PYOP-2. And that will make sure that you get alerted to any updates. I'll come out with material. If I come out with an online course, there's several different things I'm looking at, but I want to make sure that everyone who purchases my book gets all the information I can find so that you can have the best information available to protect all of your online accounts. Now, the Google Authenticator is an app that Google came out with when they started coming out with their two-factor system. What you're seeing here is the screen that first comes up after you have installed the app. This is available on both Android and iOS. It's just for the smartphones. I've even used this on tablets, so all those platforms work. So this is what you'll see when it first comes up. Then you simply start the process. Your first time, you can either click on the Begin Setup at the bottom, or if you click on this area right up here where the three vertical dots are, it will get you to the same point. Now, anytime that you set up a website for two-factor use, you'll get a barcode, something like this. Now, this one I've obscured so that you can't try to guess where I got it from or get into an account, but it will look very similar to this. Several suggestions I would make. Number one, do a screenshot or screen capture of this barcode. Typically, you will see this one time and one time only. Well, that's great if you're only going to set up one type of authenticator app, but there are several out there, and routinely I'm always looking at different ones just to make sure that I've got the one in place that will work best for me. So if you store a copy of this QR code in a safe place, and I've got it, in my case, I use a folder in Evernote, and that way I can always repopulate whatever type of two-factor app I'm using, or if I switch from an iPhone to an Android, that I can repopulate that information without having to re-enroll all the accounts. This is where that will really help you to make sure you get that. You'll need to get a copy when you take the picture of the code. You'll need to make sure you've got all those 3 points in the screen. Otherwise, it won't register correctly, and you may have a problem getting the code to acknowledge in the app. But other than that, it's pretty much a straightforward situation. Once it's enrolled, you will see a 3-digit code being displayed, and this label is something, depending on the version of the app, that you can tailor that to indicate that not just test account in this case, but is what website it's for. Some of them will automatically put that information in, others will not. It depends on how literate they are with working with this kind of situation, or if they just threw it up real quick. Now, the little gauge you see over here is very important to watch. When a code first changes, and these change approximately every 30 seconds, you may want to let a little bit of the black space start to show up, because depending on the clock drift between your device and the site you're going to, when a code first changes, it may get rejected because due to the differences in clock. I mean, a few seconds can make quite a bit of difference. On the other hand, if the code is about to expire and you have mostly black with very little blue, or whatever color happens to be used in the version of the app as when you're reading this, that you may have the same problem in reverse, because you're showing a code that's already changed, but it may not know that it's changed. So generally, just before or just after a code is changed, you may want to wait just a few seconds to give it some settle time, depending on how things work. So if you have any problems, that will give you something to work with. If you haven't already purchased a copy of your book, please go to www.ronnutter.com/PYOPO. If you're looking at this before the book has been released, you will get a pre-release screen, and you can either indicate you want to be notified when it publishes, or if you're directly in the Amazon site, that it will let you go ahead and pre-purchase it, but you won't be billed until the book actually releases. If you have any other items you'd like to see me cover, please reach out to me through the website, and I'll be glad to do what I can.